episode is already cursed, so we're off to a good Halloween start.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Torchlit Tavern's Halloween episode. This is part 1 of 3 of our series finale, titled I Kill 'Em All, working title.
I mean, so listen,
Finale?
you did that last year.
Yeah.
I kind of died already. And
I Kill 'Em All Again, working title.
How about
There we go.
I Kill Them All Too, Electric Boogaloo.
I
Yes.
Kill Them All Forever, consigned to the immortal fatality of entropy.
I was reluctant, but it does have that John dies at the end, and then the sequel was John really does die at the end energy.
Per usual crimes, I will be the keeper. Jay has been relinquished of his title of Dungeon Master, and now he gets punished on the other side of the dice.
Fuck yes!
Too bad those bad rolls will still stay the same.
Yep.
Yeah, now I can't lie about him.
Today, our cast will include
Jameson Oxford.
Go ahead, Jay.
That's me? All
This
right.
is you. It's you, bud. You get to be cast.
Ryan. You fucked up. I gave that to you, Ryan. I gave that to you so no one could say they were playing with you today, and you lost it. This is just in, ladies and gentlemen, officially, Ryan secretly wants to be played with.
Who wants to be played with?
Good God.
Secretly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jameson Oxford. You usually see me in the driver's seat playing the Game Master for our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game of Black Powder. But every Halloween, I take a break. I take a little vacation in my mind, and I play the hard-boiled detective, Tate Moss, a Swedish immigrant in this game, Monster of the Week, where I play the Gumshoe, which is like a playbook thing from this particular game.
I personally would say he's soft-boiled.
You think Tate Moss is soft-boiled? I agree. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not in charge. I'm done. Back on vacation. Oh, but real quick, I am playing with Ryan.
Hey, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Ryan.
It's me. It's Ryan, and I am back to play, once again, Orangey Pritchett, your favorite spooky. That is the character class. And I'm here to get spooked yet again with all of you, because Mitch is in charge, and I'm afeared for my life. Also playing with us today is...
As apparently you should be.
Last time we died.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff. I normally would be, some other ludicrous sounding character, but today, Luda, I'll be slightly less crazy sounding as Marley O'Shaughnessy, who was just a mundane man when we started this story, but now I feel like I've been exiled to another place and time.
Weird.
So let's see
What?
how this goes.
We're in New York. What are you talking about?
I just want to be clear, technically, only Orangey has actually died.
No.
No.
You made it very clear. I remember last year, I had a piece of my railroad spike hammer through my chest, and you told me my heart stopped beating.
But did you die?
I seem to recall that my head was twisted all the way around, or something.
But did you die?
It's hard to say, really.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please hold while Jeff goes and looks this up. Editing, Ryan, cue in like 5-6 seconds of elevator music here. See, Jeff? Fuck you. Anyway, as I was saying, before I was so rudely interrupted, and no, I won't hear what you have to say on this, Jeff. You can keep that to yourself. I disavow anything the investigation returns. Listeners, if you want to find out what he said, you listen back. And you find Moss there, obviously dead. For those of you who may not be caught up, this is our 4th, and dare I say, final year following the adventures of these 3 characters in Monster of the Week. Ah, shit, 5th.
Yee. Shout out to Michael Sands and Evil Hat Productions.
For those of you who are interested in the game itself, big differences between conventional tabletops is the DM is not beholden to dice. The players are, which, along with my inherent hatred for dice, gives you a little bit different creative opportunities that I definitely recommend giving a shot.
Yes, also shout out to Powered by the Apocalypse, the system in which it is built.
I have D6s.
So, do you want to know what happened last time on Torchlit Tavern?
Halloween!
Hate it. Not Halloween. I love Halloween.
Case file 1895. Hello, listener. I am a private investigator from New York City. Over the last few years, my friends and I have found ourselves in conflict with the occult, the mystical, and the unreal. We have taken down a headless skinwalker made of smoke, an undead coachman that summoned water to drown the victims, and what I believe may have been some form of underworld king. But our most recent case appears to be our strangest. I and my colleagues Marley O'Shaughnessy and Orangey Pritchett have found ourselves cast forward in time. While solving unconventional mysteries for the Transcontinental Railroad in the 19th century, we were sent to the deserts east of the state of Texas. Upon arriving and battling what we believe to be an undead, ghost-like creature murdering the locals via drowning, my good friend and mystically inclined consort, Orangey, was killed. A year later, at their wake in New York, and after a fruitless investigation into the nature of their non-decaying corpse, we followed a strange apparition into the underground tunnels being dug for the new subway. It was here that we were taken by some form of ghost train to a realm similar to hell, but seemingly built from myths and legends of ancient Greece. A harrowing escape took place from this Hades, after me and Marley found ourselves reunited with Orangey Pritchett. We climbed our way through a strange realm located at the bottom of this underworld, and eventually found what seemed to be a manhole back into our home of New York. But this is not the New York we know, and the people we knew are long gone. My name is Detective Tate Moss. I hope that whoever finds these recordings finds them helpful.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that episode, and we hope you have a wonderful Halloween. Oh, shit. I have to do stuff. God damn it. I didn't prepare. You lay on your backs, your heat seeping into the cold stone below you, and you stare upward into the sky. What you thought was day passes into night as something bright travels overhead, and then you see it in the sky. Its black silhouette, so dark as to outline itself against the night behind it. A void so complete and ethereal that the blackness of night behind it seems to outline it like a spotlight. It hovers there, motionless, wings outspread as though in flight, though not moving as though it is, and it glares downward at you with rage-filled red eyes. You perceive that its mouth open, and it screams as if silence were to issue forth from its mouth. And you stare at it, and there's no motion and no change, until inevitably your eyes blink, attempting to adjust to the lights around you, and it is gone.
I don't even know how to react to that.
What in the actual fuck was that? Did the two of you see whatever the fuck that thing was? Where are we?
I don't know at all. I don't know anything. Read a bad situation.
Yeah, I feel like this might be a read a bad situation.
It might be a do what the DM tells us to. That one, if that's on the table.
I haven't a clue. Marley?
Gentlemen.
Moss?
Is it coming at us?
No, it's gone.
Okay, just kind of flew by.
It was just levitating above you, and it's just gone.
We look around real quick. Can we get our bearings?
You find yourselves in New York. Things look a little bit newer than they should have been, but not terribly so. You see that you appear to be in the East End, and immediately you find the landmark of Wyckoff House. You know this place, and you know how to get home from there. A majority of the streets around you have been roped off with, construction signs, and it appears that the reason it's so empty here, only a few people sprawling around, is there's some sort of construction going on.
Okay.
You're free to travel down the road towards the fuck you if you so choose.
Is it crowded?
No. There's only a handful of people milling around.
In New York?
It's the middle of the night.
Yes.
In New York.
It's the middle of the night. It's New York. It is roped off for construction.
It's not fucking Times Square.
Yeah, I mean, what borough are we in? I don't fucking know.
East Side.
East Side?
Wyckoff House, which I believe is East Side. I looked it up, but it was kind of hard to put all the pieces together because they kept switching from borough to...
I shuffle us toward
Maybe we
Wyckoff
should get
House
out of the
real
street.
quick. Yeah, I get us out of the road and under an eave or a roof of some kind.
Yes. No, yeah, immediately.
Sure, I think there's there's an awning.
I move us to a sidewalk.
All right.
Apologies, New Yorkers. I don't know what the hell New York looks like.
I do. There's not a lot of eaves in New York.
There's not, yeah.
There's a bunch of scaffolding.
I get to a building. I want cover. Shut up.
The door is locked.
I don't know what an eve is.
It's like a half roof.
The door is locked.
I don't try to go in. I just try to get us cover. Okay, good news. This looks like New York, and we are home. We are home.
Mostly.
I know where to get. I know where to get back to the office.
How different does this look from regular New York? That's something from our version of New York. That's something you haven't specified.
There's no immediate obvious differences, but things, like I said, are different in the uncanny sort of way. The way that you look at something just slightly not human, and the brain warns you that there is a difference, but it's not perceivable.
All right, so upside, it appears, from what I can tell, we're in New York. Does anyone else feel like it's just a little different?
How fucking smart is Moss?
I don't know. You tell me. You're the player.
I want to know if I have some leeway to just be like, those cobblestones are not correct.
I don't know. What's your sharp at?
Yeah, what's your sharp at, bud?
My sharp's fucking +3, bro. It's as high as it goes.
Sharp is the smart stat.
Yes.
It's used for all the smart things. So smart as you fucking want to be.
So smart as fuck.
None of these stones look worn enough. This road's been redone. I was just here last week. All right, so Moss has moved us, everybody, to the Wyckoff house because it's a landmark he recognizes.
Yeah.
Everything looks weird. That's where we're at.
Slightly off.
Yes, just slightly off.
Yeah, so Moss is looking around. Moss is kind of tripped out by everything being off, even though this is his, like, home turf. Can I read a bad situation?
You could try.
Of course I can try. That's a fucking 12. 12, baby. I had 3 to that.
Big success.
Imagine somebody as perfectly as possible rebuilt this portion of the East Side District around the Wyckoff House. Several of the buildings are still in original tact, including the Wyckoff House. Several buildings are nearly identical, slightly off.
Cool. Then I'm going to add my hold 3. I would like to know, is there any dangers we haven't noticed since we popped out of a fucking thing? And keep in mind, I'm missing a pinky.
No, you're not.
We're back to normal.
We're back to normal fully.
Yeah. So, Moss, as you look down, you are not missing a pinky, but there is the jagged line of a scar where you had lost it. Upon further investigation,
Okay.
Mr. O'Shaughnessy is also functionally fine. However, his suit is torn through the torso, and there is a large scar on his chest as though a severe wound had been sutured closed and healed, a la anime character.
Are we, like, bruised?
No.
How long do these look healed over?
You're fine. You have fully healed scars.
But my clothes are still torn.
Yes.
As if there had been a
Yes.
spike handle through my chest.
Your clothes are in the same state as when you left through the portal, but your bodies are rejuvenated, though marked.
Rejuvenated.
Since Moss is taking stock, do we have the equipment and items that we got from Hades? Am I holding a torch?
The only item that remained with you is the small clay pot full of fire.
Yeah, Moss is, like, probing everybody's, like, wounds. Like, I'm poking into your shirt and seeing that it's healed. Like, what's going on?
Marley's gonna, as you poke his former chest wound, he's gonna go, well, at least that's not open anymore. Need a new fucking suit.
Orgy, are you okay? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I do believe so. I would really like to just get back to the fuck you, though.
As you investigate Orangey, you're hot.
I'd really like to get back to the fuck you, though. It's sweltering.
No, like you're physically attractive.
I'm hot?
Yeah, you're hot. Like you're physically attractive. Orangey is wearing an extremely modernized version of that robe she had. That she had before during the visions that you guys saw through the glowing light.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did clarify.
For a moment there, Orangey had a female visage, and Orangey has returned to that.
Orgy? Is that... So, like, out of my periph, I assumed it was Orgy. Now I'm not as sure. Or does it look like Orangey in the face?
It looks exactly like the female entity that you'd seen before.
They are...
That had been in place of Orangey. So, like, yes, Orangey, but not all black Orangey.
Orangey,
Are you alright there, Orangey?
These aren't my clothes.
No.
But otherwise, yes?
It's not your body.
So I'm blonde right now.
You were, but when you said, these aren't my clothes, just like that, in a swish of smoke and soot, Orangey's entire visage returned to what you are accustomed to them looking like.
Well, now, these are my clothes now.
Orangey has a new move.
I have a new move.
Orangey has a new move.
Okay.
What?
Orangey has the ability to change their visage at will between those two forms.
What the fuck?
Or they may roll magic to attempt to copy someone else's form.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
I can shapeshift now.
All
Okay.
right. So, Anybody who has not played Monster of the Week, we all have different sets of moves depending on which playbook we chose. And apparently our keeper has just decided to give us his own.
Custom ones.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. Let me add it to my list. It'll make it easier to find a job.
Marley's going to be very confused. He's going to go, all right, if you'll pardon me, I think I'm going to pull out my trusty gun, because now I'm really fucking freaked out.
You retrieve the handful of shrapnel from your pocket, because your gun was lightninged by hell in the previous episode.
Well, I guess I'll throw this away, take the bullets out.
I might have an extra piece back home. Come on, let's go. It's only a couple miles back to the office.
And then I retrieve my horseshoe knuckle dusters. There we go. Frickin' get something to help me out here.
I think I have a pickaxe that we picked up.
A quarter mile down the road, you continue to see the whole path along the way that there are more signs restricting access to the area, that the areas beyond are under construction. And you find a sign across the middle of the road with a red velvet roped gate that simply reads, "Leaving 19th Historic District."
Historic district?
This district hasn't even been here this long. How can it be historic already?
And it's one of those like movie theater gates. It's just a little rope. You just walk through them.
So no one's around, really?
There are people.
Okay.
There are a handful of people. People standing around looking at the buildings, walking about. There's no stalls or anything open right now because it's the middle of the night.
Are they looking at us?
Not particularly.
Are there people who look like us?
The people who are here look like or very similar to you. Some of these people look exactly as though they are from your home. Other people look as though they are trying to emulate. Mr. Moss, go ahead and give me...
A kick some ass roll. Got it.
Go ahead and give me a roll. We're gonna go... What is the move?
The two, investigate a mystery and read a bad situation. Investigate a mystery is to witness forensic analysis, looking up old folklore. It's kind of related specifically to the monster, typically, in this game. Read a bad situation is for if I think I'm walking into a trap or something.
That's right. Mr. Moss, roll me a Master Investigator move.
Okay. A what? I'm checking my playbook.
Master Investigator.
I'm checking my thing. I have Occult Confidential. I have just one more thing.
Yeah, right there on the bottom, written in your handwriting, it says Master Investigator.
Sounds like you got a new move, bud.
Oh.
Years of scrutiny.
Oh yeah, just here underneath.
Years of scrutiny.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Under the occult and in wild and uncanny situations has perfectly honed Tate Moss's mind to see nearly imperceivable differences in the reality around him.
Okay. Fuck. I rolled a 7, which is not great.
Okay, 7. 7's the meh.
Yeah.
Is 7 the not great with bad or just meh?
No, 7 is just barely I get a thing, and usually something bad happens as well.
Yeah, that's mixed success. 7
Yeah,
is
it's
in
a
the
mixed
mixed success.
Okay.
In the vernacular of the game.
Thank you. So y'all are kind of looking around, and Marley's got eyes on people. Marley's going to try to do what Marley do and people some things. And what Mr. Moss notices is that the cobblestone style is incorrect for the period. These stones were laid later than the other stones, but they're all in matching style. Some of the type of stone is incorrect. On top of what the architecture of the buildings is correct, but some of the lines are too clean. That building, we know for a fact, was hand-carved. It was one of the last hand-carved buildings that was put into this district. And yet, the lines are too clean, too perfect, too perpendicular, too machined, for lack of a better word.
The district we came from was built in the 1600s. This road was repaved 10 years ago. Stones are identical.
Huh.
Something has changed.
And you see, just past the Garland Gateway, a bit of a shimmer. And as you turn your head from side to side a little bit, kind of like an owl does, you notice in the peripheral that the perspective does not stay correct.
All right. Well, if we keep going east, we should get close to where my house is, right? This is basically the same place, one assumes. Let me see if I can get some orientation from one of these people. Give me a sec. And Marley's gonna look at his oldie suit, and he's gonna, take off his jacket and, try to, make it so it's not such an odd-looking hole in whatever way he can. Whether that's just being oh, maybe I just ripped my shirt. And I'm like, oh, no.
Fun fact, there's no move for that. Just do stuff.
I know.
Yeah. He's doing it.
I'm doing it right now.
I'm just letting people know, because it's D&D, they'd make up some fucking skill. You just
That's
do it.
true. It would be disguise self.
Yeah. Some bullshit.
And I'm putting my shit together so that I don't look quite so odd.
Compose yourself.
I see him do that, and I do something similar. I don't think my clothes were as fucked as Marley's, but...
Yeah, my clothes were fucked up. So was my body.
See, Orangey played the master move and drowned to death. They look fine.
Yeah.
It's damp.
Wrinkly. Their clothes are really wrinkly.
They already were.
They did not dry out very well, but that's about it.
They were already wrinkly.
Yeah,
right.
Nothing changed for Orangey. So then I'm going to walk up to somebody on the street, and I'm going to ask him, pardon me, I'm looking for a certain street, and I've just gotten turned around. You think you could potentially help me? I'm going to roll to manipulate someone. That's a 7 plus 3, so it's a 10.
If you get a 10 plus, then they'll do it as long as you reward them, as you promised. So you kind of should...
If you help me out, I'd be appreciative. I owed you a heck of a favor. When I get back to my house,
The man turns around.
When I get where I'm going now.
And says, in a Cockney New York accent, that I'm not even going to attempt.
Coward.
I don't know what it is. I don't know which Cockney New York is.
Cockney.
Cockney's not what you're looking for. What you're looking for is New York.
And the man turns around, and in a strong New York accent, I'm now going to butcher because I've given in to peer pressure. Again, sorry, New Yorkers. I'm Californian. I'm sure you can tell. Nope, giving up on it. Giving up on it entirely.
New Yorkers don't listen to Californian shows. It's okay.
Hello, sir. How may I direct you? Do you have a specific question about this exhibit? And the face is wrong. The eyes don't have the depth of a living creature, and the mouth is a hole sculpted into a solid physical form. It looks alive, but everything is wrong. It is just so nearly adjacent.
Moss pulls out his street sweeper 911. And
Yeah, I'm going to roll to read a bad situation, and I'm going to do bad at it. Heads up, plus sharp. So that turns my 3 into a 4.
On a miss, you might misread the situation, or you might reveal tactical details to your enemies.
Fantastic. Tell me how I misread the situation.
You're a New Yorker Irishman. You swing on him.
That's what I thought. All right, time to roll to kick some ass.
So you don't need to roll for things until it matters. Stop roll. You're just giving the keeper ammo. Stop it.
No, that's where we're going. He swings on him. He rolls to kick some ass.
But if you fail, you take damage. Like he can do things to you. You're giving him power. Stop it.
You're right. I am giving him the power here.
What power?
Power of the babe, bro.
Moss, we've known Marley for some time now, and it does look like he's about to swing on a person.
Oh, I fucking knocked this thing's head off with my knuckle dusters. Are you kidding me? I rolled a 10. I fucking clink it. I think it's a monster now.
On a 10 plus, choose one extra effect.
I'm going to choose suffer less harm.
Good call. Good call.
I do believe he is about to punch that person.
You knuckle dusters sink into the synthetic flesh and collide with the metal frame underneath, dislocating the automaton's jaw.
Holy fuck!
And it speaks to you as though nothing had happened, holds up its hands, steps back and says, Sir, please, violence is not acceptable in this exhibit.
Fucking hell. I don't know what you are or where you come from, but Marley's not afraid of a fight. I've died once.
After Orgy pointed out that Marley's fighting this dude, I see this and I grab Marley by the shoulders and I just try to pull him along. I try to get us the fuck out of there. Marley, come on. Come on.
Let's go.
That thing ain't human. It ain't human.
Do you require aid, sir? I can call for help should you require it.
No.
I shuffle along with them.
You see the thing just reach up and adjust its face and click parts of its mouth back into position. The synthetic tissue is still torn, but the face is more or less reconstructed.
Oh my god, what the fuck happened, Marley? What the fuck is that?
I don't fucking know. That's why I hit it. If I fucking knew what it was, I probably would have just tried to reason with it. I'm good at reasoning.
Good job.
And as you say that, you back through the gateway, just past the sign that said now leaving 19th Historic District. And you're hit with a wall of sound. Sounds that your characters have never heard. Chief among them is the screech of tires. Fuck you! Get out of the road!
What?
And to your left, a yellow taxi car with an overweight man and a grease-stained shirt hanging out of the window. Now get the fuck out the road! I'm driving here!
Oh, you want a fucking piece of Marley too? Get out of that motherfucking whatever that is.
Marley, let's just get out of the street, okay? Come on.
This is new. What do you mean? This is the street is for pedestrians.
What the fuck is going on here? Holy shit. Nothing here is recognizable.
Around you is a New York that would be familiar to people like Jeff, who just went there. To people that live there now, or in the near future, or the just recent past. Yellow taxi cars drive around. There's a loud sound as an aircraft travels over the top of you, lowering the taxi into some station. There's collars, there's signs, all of the things that you would see in a modern 20th century New York. As you turn around behind you, you see that same roped gate But the sign on this side says, now entering 19th Historic District. However, that illusory wall that Mr. Moss had noticed before appears to continue into the same lane that you are now.
Do I still recognize the streets? Can I still get us to the pub?
The streets are the same format, but the buildings have changed. They're, well, futuristic to you, modern to us.
Come on. I still think I know where we are. We're gonna get to the. We're just gonna get to the pub, have a pint.
This is no New
and
York
wait
that
for
we've
this
been to.
whole thing to blow over.
How do you even know there's still a pub there? What do you mean? Look at this.
I go.
This is incredibly different, boss.
And even though I just told Marley not to roll checks, I do see act under pressure.
In the name of the Father, the
Stay-
Son, the Holy Spirit.
Examples of acting under pressure: staying on task while a banshee screams at you, and that sounds like a car horn to me.
It sounds like a New York taxi driver.
Yes. Fuck. That's a 2 plus. Cool. Hey, I added 1 to my cool, so that's a whole 3. Hey, guess what? On a miss, things go to hell.
Yeah, baby! Oh, God, guys, you're fucking this up. This is the intro. You just had to walk down the street. That's all you had to do. All right, I'm gonna go with what Jay said earlier. Stop rolling. You're fucking this up.
We already went to hell.
Listen, I had 2 good successes, so I think I'm doing great.
Moss panics and takes off. He drags you, and Marley, you know he's going the wrong way. He goes the
Moss.
right way at first, and then he takes a
Moss.
left instead of a right.
No,
and you
it's
find
this way.
yourselves in a long roadway, and down at the very, very end of
Moss,
the road.
stop.
Very, very end. You see
I'll just round the
same
corner.
black outline floating in the sky, staring down at you once again.
Saints per fucking service.
A box truck moves across the street in front of you, and it's gone.
Moss, stop.
Stop what, Marley?
You're taking us the wrong way now.
What wrong way? What's the right way, Marley? Where are we going? Where are we? Marley? What's the right way?
All right, I don't know where we are, Moss. All right, but what I do know is that I know where we were, and I know what looks like what where we were was. This is different, but
It's still sort of the same.
listen, we just went through hell. We need to calm down. There can't be anything worse than what we just experienced.
Orgy, can you use your magic to help us out?
Don't think I really need to, because
Just reminding Jeff that Moss literally just made a left instead of a right.
New York
Look,
is a grid system.
we're not far off.
Orgy's correct also.
Just fucking go back.
Orgy, this isn't right. Look around you. It doesn't matter if I get there. It's not going to be right. Orgy, can't you see through things? You have magic sight. Fix it.
If you really want me to, I can give it a go.
When Orgy says that, as you look around, Marley, the street names are the same. The street names didn't change.
Except for the fucking buildings did.
Yeah, but the street names are the same.
Look, the street names are all the same.
No shit.
Let's just follow them down to where we think they're supposed to go. And when
Let's
we get
go.
there, we'll see what happens.
I know what street I live on.
I don't
And I know
want-
what street the
I don't
fuck you's
need
on.
Street names. I go left past the fishery, and then we get to the pub. Where's the fucking fishery?
There's no fishery. Let's just make our way to where the pub's supposed to be and assess from there. I know the streets. This is Marley. Come on, I grew up around here.
Just to ease Moss, I'm going to open up the site. And, that is a...
Roll dice. Make it worse.
Yep. I'm going to use magic.
Make it worse.
And, that is a 6.
One of us.
Plus 3 for a 9.
All right, it's a 9.
Hell yeah. That's a mixed success.
So I look around and you can see the invisible, especially spirits and magical influences. You may communicate, maybe even make deals with the spirits you see, and they give you more opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery. But considering this is all fucking normal because we're just in present times, I'm assuming I don't see
It's
anything.
all technological, yeah.
I know what's gonna happen, but that's not what I would do.
So what you see is you see down at the end of the street, to the right, the direction that Moss should have gone, is another one of those rope gates. And you can't read the sign from here because it's too far away. But you don't see the illusory wall between the two sections. And you see on the other side yet another change in scenery. The street layouts stay the same. It still appears to be what you've seen of New York, because Orangey had spent a good amount of time in the area. But you know that once you pass through those gates, there will be another shift to another time, so to speak. But everything around you seems to be, except for those illusions and the illusions above you, physical, real.
What does he see if the illusion above him is dispelled?
The night sky.
Okay.
He doesn't see like airplanes and shit.
Okay.
Sorry, you see drones. Orangey sees drones. Where the airplanes would be, Orangey sees drones. drones with little projector heads and an eight directional setup flying over.
Uh-huh.
So, what I can tell you is that everything here is real, but...
Oh, and Ryan.
Yeah.
The pigeons,
Oh, God.
they're real.
God damn it. I don't believe you.
The birds are, in fact, real.
This isn't a real world.
I don't believe you.
There's no such thing as pigeons in the 1800s, so I know this is fake.
Moss, all this is real. These are real things. None of this is magic. But once we walk through that area there, things are gonna look real different again.
Do you think we're still dead?
I don't know. I can't tell, but let's just try to get somewhere familiar.
Do we find the pub?
We go.
I think I know where to go.
Let's go.
Follow me.
Where's the fuck you? Where is it?
As you finally get to the sign that Orange had seen down the road, it says, now leaving 20th Historic District.
Fuck.
That was a historic district?
Yeah, another one.
Okay.
Yeah, that sets into all of our characters, that they're all labeled as historic.
Hold on.
Where?
Historic? This is historic?
Where?
Yes, past tense, Marley. Where are we?
The question is, when are we?
Yes.
Fuck it, we've got to keep moving.
Let's just go.
Let's go.
I'm not going to ask that question. I don't want the answer.
Yeah, Moss doesn't ask questions he can, but doesn't want to find the answer to.
Yes.
Marley charges through, leaving the district. Mark experience, because that's scary.
We follow.
You pass through the illusory wall into a dystopian version of the city you had just left. Think like cyberpunk. Some of the buildings have fallen into degradation. Some of the buildings are new and shining bright and well lit, reaching up towards the sky.
And there's 10 times more neon.
Not so much, but yes, there's a lot of screens. More screens and less hard light looking things. And then you finally see
Giant women with pink hair selling me makeup.
And dildos.
a familiar sight as a train comes into station across the street. A series of trolley cars suspended from a long, winding metal rail that it doesn't make direct contact with silently slides into position across the street from you, and the gateways open with a soft hiss.
Finally, find something I fucking recognize.
You recognize that?
It's a train. It may not be a train like I know it, but that's a train.
We get on. Let's get on.
No, I walk up to it, and before we even get close to stepping on, I fling my arms out to the two of them so they stop, and I go, I will say, as much as Marley's got love for the trains, the last time me and Moss got on one of these, or anything of the sort, we ended up in hell.
Why are we getting on the train? Do we need to get on the train? Are we that far away from the fuck you, Mitch?
Yeah, actually.
You could walk it.
Does this train look like it'd be heading the direction of the fuck you?
Yeah, actually, hey, here's a question.
Yes.
Is there usually a train running right through town? This is new, right?
No, there's not. Definitely not.
Not typically, but you see that the mag rail, effectively, that it travels on, comes down around the corner and it shoots down the street towards where the fuck you would be.
They were digging out something called a subway. What happened to that? Literally last...
It was a bad idea. It didn't work.
I feel like the subway was going underground, whereas now this is above.
So everyone has a lot of questions. And I feel like the best person to answer these is Marley. Marley, I'm gonna need you to roll a savant engineer move.
Savant engineer?
What?
Let me pull out my sheets.
Savant engineer. Again, down on the bottom of a sheet, written in Jeff's writing, it says savant engineer. After years of study across multiple places, Marley has honed his finely developed mind into that of an engineer savant, having the ability to look at nearly anything and know what it does and how it works, as long as he can see the moving parts inside.
Huh.
Okay, sure. What do I add to that?
We're gonna go with sharp.
Okay, not my best, but that's okay. Let's roll. I rolled an 11 while I'm looking at this thing that I don't know what it is yet.
Marley, it's a train, but it doesn't go vroom vroom. It goes whooshy whoosh, actually.
Do trains go vroom vroom ever?
No. And an electric train would go... Because I have a lot of Teslas out here, and that's exactly the fucking noise they make all the time.
Sort of. Bullet trains kind of do go whoosh whoosh.
As I was saying, the machinery thrums inside the train, and like you told your party, Of course, it's not the trains that you're accustomed to. There is no steam. Hell, there doesn't even appear to be an engine. It's just cars it's just people cars. That's all it is. And it's only 2 of them at that. It's a short train, like a little shuttle type deal. There's no driver on either end. The entire system seems to be automated entirely, which is wild to you, because last time you went on an automated train, it literally went to hell.
Hades.
But it's a train, for all intent and purpose.
Culturally distinct.
And you can see that what you presume are static-sensitive or metallicized particles in the dust of the air swirling around the magnetic rail above.
All right. Well, strangely enough, looking at this, I can be certain of a few things. It's a train that seems to run by some version of magnetic conveyance, and it is most certainly unmanned, which is to say, automatic in some way.
What is that? Automatic.
It doesn't need a conductor.
Odd.
I will also say the last time I was on a train without a conductor, it took me to Hades.
Uh-huh.
And on the note of that, as you look around, the skyline has changed once again. It is still nighttime. You can see the moon above, but the whole sky burns an umber and orange red. The same that you see on the underside of smoke over a campfire, as if there's something wrong with the skyline.
Are we getting on this contraption, or are we just gonna walk? I think we should walk.
How far away from the pub were we? Because I thought we were only a few miles originally, but now it seems like it got further away.
You're like a quarter mile away.
Yeah, we walked.
Each historic district has been like a half mile.
Ryan, ding me. So, here's a fun fact. The city of New York is not, it's like a big city, but it's not like a big city. A lot of places you want to go are within 3 miles. That's not far. It will still take you an hour and a half,
Yep.
no matter what way you take.
Sounds like LA.
Yeah.
It's worse. Genuinely. So yeah, when he says, it's like a quarter mile, that's still kind of far.
Still sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we trust the weird SkyTrain, so
Yeah.
let's just keep going to the pub. I hope it's there.
I can't really tell you if it's going to be there, but I can at least help get you to where there is.
Wait. Do you think they still have sarsaparilla? I run.
A few people step past you onto the sky bus as you deliberate. The doors remain open for a moment, then they slowly whish and click shut, and the train rises up and out on its magnetic route.
Do these people look uncanny?
I mean, they look weird, look funny looking, like nerds at a Ren fair.
Yeah, but Orgy looks funny looking. So like,
Yeah.
Rude?
They look like people who didn't do quite good enough at a Ren fair.
wow.
But you know,
But their faces aren't fucked up.
no, these people they just breeze right past you, but they look like a standard person from the 22nd century. Yeah.
From the 22nd century? Like Sherlock Holmes?
Sherlock Holmes in the
From the
22nd century.
Sherlock
My
Holmes.
name is Tate
Fucking
Moss.
beat me to it.
I, after stealing a machine from H.G. Wells, am chasing Jack the Ripper through time. Let's go.
And the deliberation of whether or not to walk or take the train comes to an end as the train whooshes away.
I ran. I'm fucking halfway to the pub. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, we're walking. We get there.
Yeah, also Orangey's halfway down the block.
As soon as Orangey starts running, Marley's running behind her.
We're at the bar, man. I just want to get to the pub. Please, keepers, get me to the pub. Just let me get the...
Orangey is the first one to absorb the imminent dread. As they make the final turn towards the pub, they see the worst possible thing. Nice, clean, red velvet ropes on shiny steel poles across the road, with one sign in the middle.
Oh, no. They changed out the grease in the fryer.
It says, now leaving 22nd Historic District.
Oh, fuck.
This too is historic then, huh? Fuck this. And I just keep running to the pub.
What number do we enter by the time we get to the pub, Mitch?
You don't get to the pub.
Fuck you.
Yes, that's the pub you don't get to.
That's the horror all along.
As you clear...
Hey, Mitch, you know what I have to say about that? How about you kind of... And then you can just take that and shove it up your... You son of a...
We just keep going through districts until we die.
And you are finally free from the historic districts.
I don't believe you.
What's the last one we see? I want to know the number.
As you pass through, you inherently turn around to check, and the sign says, welcome to Old New York Historic Districts.
What?
19th, 20th, and 22nd century restoration and maintenance project. honoring the history of where we come from as we move into the future.
Fuck.
What was the last number we saw?
22nd.
Okay.
And now there's a shit ton of people. Y'all in New York. But like New York. Like way New York.
New York.
Yeah. You don't recognize shit anymore.
We don't know where we are
There
anymore.
are no longer cars on the street. It has returned to a cobblestone style, but it is in a smooth type of material that you don't recognize, probably synthetic.
There's a big sign and it says, "Welcome to NU New NEW York."
I love New York.
All around you there are people in all kinds of different styles and clothing. There are a few small, like, hand truck vehicles that people are using to move supplies. Over the top of you, there is the magnetic sky bus that you've just seen passes out of the illusory wall behind you and continues on down the street. You see signs for hotels in English. You see signs in many languages you don't recognize. And you see people in various states of humanity. Some of them too pure and golden to be born of raw genetic happenstance. Some of them modified with animalistic features, cat girls and the like. You even see some people that have fully automatic replaced portions of their body. You are in the 25th century, New York City, a what some might call post-humanism society, where mankind has moved beyond the shackles, beyond the constraints of standard mortality, standard genetics, and has discovered the ability to merge their mind and the body with machines and anything else they wish, given time and science.
Marley, I thought you said you were gonna take us to the pub.
This is where it should be.
A street lamp to the left of you comes a light red, and an automata approaches you, though this time not under the guise of a period-appropriate person, but a simple and obvious humanoid-shaped automata. And it says, "Good afternoon. You appear to have insufficient gene markers. Please come with me. You require immediate medical attention."
What do you mean, insufficient? What do you mean, good afternoon? What the fuck are you?
The machine looks up. "Apologies. Good evening. You appear to be based on insignificant genetic model. Please come with me for immediate medical attention."
Medical attention? So you mean us no harm, then?
Go with you where?
"To the medical facility."
So you mean us no harm, then?
"No. You bear insufficient genetic traits. Please come with me so we may amend them."
Is there sarsaparilla there?
Answer the fucking question.
The machine freezes, and you see its eyes like dim and brighten a little bit a couple of times, a la 1990s internet loading. "Yes."
Oh.
So now that I have the savant engineer sort of thing, do I look at this thing and instantly recognize it as machinery instead of some magical...
This is obviously an extremely elaborate machine. It is a machine to the point of synthesized biology.
I look at this machine and I go, all right, listen here, machine man.
Machine man.
If you take us to the medical place,
How do we know it's a man?
the medical facility, will there be humans there?
"Yes."
All right, take us. Let's go.
Yeah, if we go along with it, maybe we can at least find answers.
When you start walking, it stops you. "Please, I insist. You are genetically unwell. I do not wish to stress your biology further."
Keep insulting me.
And it, "Please, wait here." It retrieves a portable device. It's like a motorcycle with a flatbed fold-out on the back for transporting things. And on the side of it,
People.
just anything.
People.
And on the side of it, it says, Mule, BU-53R.
Does that say Buster the Mule?
Well, there's no T.
It's Buster. I get on.
Does this thing say mule on it?
Yes.
No, I'm talking to the fucking robot. Does this thing say mule on it?
Yes.
That doesn't look like a fucking mule. Listen, I have a mule. His name's Buster. That mule, named Buster, is slightly different.
Slightly?
Slightly different.
One, it doesn't kick you when it's done with your bullshit, because it ain't got no fucking legs.
Oh, so it's an upgrade.
Hey, don't you talk shit about Buster.
What's an upgrade?
I love that mule.
You know, upgrade.
We do?
Come on, Orangey, don't be thick.
I don't know if upgrade was in the fucking vernacular. I don't...
Grade is, upgrade would be.
I get on.
We get on.
Yeah, you get on. Hang on. "Apologies, sir. Equus asinus and combination with Equus caballus have been extinct for 433 years.
What do you fucking mean?
It means they're gone, Marley.
What? Listen, I'm a man of science, but not biological science.
Post-climactic fallout of 2273, the species that you refer to, or rather the parent species of the hybrid that you refer to, were incapable of surviving the external climactic changes.
What?
So mules don't exist anymore?
No.
What about horses?
What?
So horses and donkeys no longer exist
Guys,
anymore.
you're lost in the weeds. What climactic changes?
The busser comes to a stop, and he points down a road. And you realize for the first time, now that you're sort of away from the gift shop, effectively, that was where you had just come from, that you are inside a colossal glassed-over dome. And outside you is, well, if you're from Lake Elsinore, you know what a wasteland looks like. The wastes of what used to be
Outside
North
is
America.
Paris.
Yes. Outside is Meadowbrook.
Paris, California.
You see that there is sparse vegetation out there, but not of a kind that belongs. It is mostly reduced to rock and crag, and scattered remains of ancient skyscrapers, long since lost to time and degradation.
Where is she?
Who?
Lady Liberty.
Oh.
Damn yous!
You dumb, dirty apes! And that's it, no.
It was Earth all along!
So, as that sort of sinks in, the busser just continues on and takes...
We don't know the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we existed
It
before.
just takes you on to the medical facility, and you are processed. You were initially received by Automata, but Marley is uncomfortable enough with it.
To be clear, Marley, who understands what they are, to some degree, doesn't really freak out. He goes, I was told there'd be a human here. Please bring me a human. Repeatedly.
And after making a stink, administrative staff, well outside of their purview,
Task rat.
yep, are called down to deal with this irate patient.
No, I don't need... No, get your thing away. No, get away from me.
Your processing takes several days,
Days?
Don't
over
jab
which
me with
time they call in several doctors, several people in various fields of science, because your genome markers
Listen, what year
are
is it?
impossibly
Anyone would just talk to us for just
outdated.
Listen, what year is it?
Yeah, where
No,
are we?
I'm not from...
No, don't touch me with that. I'm not ready to talk to you right now. I want you to tell me where we are.
I was told there would be
I
sarsaparilla.
understand we're in New
ultimately,
York. Listen,
your
I
questions
understand
are
we're in New
answered.
York.
Ultimately,
But what has
everything
happened?
is laid to bear. Ultimately,
what do you
it is
mean?
revealed to
There's
you
no sarsaparilla?
Alright.
that
okay.
Orangey is the only one with any solace. As they sit there
I think if I could
with
just
their
get a telegram
container
or
of
something.
sarsaparilla,
Really?
magically conjured from a machine with a bunch of buttons on the front.
Does Ireland still exist?
They explain to you that
Do what you need to
It's
do.
what year?
calamity inevitably occurred. The Earth had a great deal of issues, initially thought to be solely the cause of mankind's inaction. But even when mankind made progress and made ground backwards, things continued to fail, as though the planet itself had succumbed to sorrow and pain, and the planet itself simply refused to carry on.
This
So
is what
mankind
kind of meat?
did what they always do, and moved forward, sheltering under these colossal domes, and even taking flight into space, into the zones above the Earth, between the Earth and the Moon, and the Earth and the stars.
What do you mean people live in the sky?
They explain to you the marvels of what is, to them, simple modern technology.
There's 50
And they
different
explain
flavors
to
of
you-
sarsaparilla?
That your genetics, your raw, unfettered, now ancient genetics, have a simple quirk that all humans are born with, in which your telomerase chains fail through reproduction.
What do you mean
And
that Duster
ultimately-
went out of style?
This will cause you to fall to degradation and death, but they've long since found a correction for that. And they provide you a
Listen,
treatment
I've already died once. I know you won't believe me.
that will cease you from aging and allow you to continue on as though you are how you are indefinitely. So the question is, do your characters accept a gene therapy that will prevent you from succumbing to the degradation of age?
So you're telling me that if I do this treatment you're talking about, I'll stop aging?
Your body won't break down as it normally would.
Will it break down in a different way then?
Yeah.
Some parts of the mind still become
I'm
damaged.
sorry, does everyone have this genome?
Yes, it is a standard reparation.
No one dies anymore?
And people die from many things. Accidents, illness.
Can I still drink sarsaparilla afterward?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Well, that's the only question.
Do what you must.
Can you explain how we got here?
You are not immortal. Do not confuse the term with immortality so much as you will not wither away simply due to breakdown of your cellular tissues during meiotic reproduction.
Why does everyone want... Why would we... I don't want to live forever.
You won't.
What when I'm done living? Do you give me an option for that?
Of course. We have a variety of options that are available to any who choose to seek it at any time.
If we're not aging, how do we not live forever?
Apparently you choose to stop.
You may choose to stop, you may become ill, you may move elsewhere. You may suffer enough illness of the mind that it becomes irreparable.
Move elsewhere? What do you mean move elsewhere?
To the stars. And effectively they lay out that at this point in time, everyone is treated with this to such a degree that their bodies don't degrade past an age that they choose, 22 or older, when they're considered adults, when they're fully genetically mature. And they continue onward.
That would be 25 or older at the youngest.
Would have been 500 years ago, Jeff.
Got him.
Fuck, got me.
Does that mean... Will I regress to being 25?
No, you will stay as you are.
Oh, then no.
We cannot move you backwards, but we can stop you from aging forwards.
No, I'd rather get old. Normally, thank you. I've already passed.
So did they just assume that we're like suffering from like some kind of amnesia?
They don't know what the hell. Your genetics don't make sense.
Are we together?
Yeah. I mean, in and out, yes. Like, no one but the patient and the doctor's in the room when they're doing things, but yes.
Your machines have informed you scientifically that our presence here is out of place, correct?
Yes.
So, with that being said, I know many things I've said up until this point may sound shitballs crazy.
Sir,
because they
please
did
understand.
sound
I am
crazy.
an administrative assistant. It is very simple. I've explained it to you the best that I can. Do you want your balls to shrivel and your voice to stop working, or not?
I'm merely...
Do you want your bones to wither away and your muscles to fall weak with age, or not? You are not from here. You are probably some experiment, some regressive gene project that was performed illegally in some lab that hasn't been found yet. I cannot say. What we know is you are here, and you are a sentient entity, and you are entitled to the right to choose to not suffer the degradation of age if that is what you wish.
Do we have to make that decision right now?
Do what you must.
Well, no, but it's advisable.
I choose no, then.
So that is fine.
You have my consent.
They take Orangey in first, because Orangey doesn't fuck around. And Orangey comes back in like 30 minutes. And they inform you that there was some sort of mistake, and Orangey already has the most advanced, what appears to be the most advanced version of this genetic tailoring. There is an RNA chain already pre-built into their genetic sequence that has a telomerase reconstructive agent. But it's weird that Orangey would have received such a change at such a young age. That doesn't make sense.
Explains why we can't tell what age I am.
Like I said, must be about 22,
Yeah.
Yet Orangey naturally started this at 17-ish, or 15-ish, whatever it was we said.
All right.
Orangey?
Yeah. What can I do for you, Moss?
I quickly turned to Marley real quick. Hey, Marley, tell me something I would know real quick.
Tell you something that only I'd know?
Yeah.
Well, only I would know that we got on a new sub-rail
Yeah.
and ended up in Hades together.
All right, fair enough.
Buster has a 4-foot cock and only likes clockwise.
Orangey.
Only I would know that you spent no less than 4 months strongly considering being a fucking custodian.
I'm gonna ask you that. If you go into that room, I'm gonna ask you this again.
All right. Well, if Orangey's already doing it,
She already did.
already done it, and we've known Orangey this whole time, well,
Do feel fine.
I guess you can never say that old Marley wasn't afraid of progress.
At the very least, I figure the longer that we are at this age, the more time we have to figure out how to get back.
If nothing else, I want the time to figure out how we got here.
I work better under pressure. I'm not gonna do it.
I look up at the administrative assistant that's servicing us and I go, all right, I'll do your fucking treatment.
Whoa, he's just helping you.
I knew that was coming. God damn it.
He's helping me, all right. All right. Oh,
I know,
almost there.
only clockwise, only
Almost
clockwise.
there.
the worst.
So yeah, I don't do it. Marley goes for it.
Yeah.
What's next?
All right, Marley. So Marley goes in, and Marley is gone for like 5 hours before they allow visitation. And they explain to you that it's because Marley is in an immunocompromised condition, and he needs to be kept in a clean space for as long as possible to make sure that he doesn't succumb to something silly. They explain to you that a long time ago they dealt away with things like smallpox and AIDS and all of those trivial little viruses, but if he were to encounter one of them right now, that's still around. If he were to encounter one of those right now, it could jeopardize his life. And on the 6th hour, they let you in.
Can I read a bad situation about the whole vibe of this place?
Sure.
That's a 9. I just get to ask one. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? That's all I want. That's what I want. Or is it chill?
I'm sure plenty.
Sorry. As the I'm in an existential crisis moment. As your keeper, no. As someone who's worked in a medical facility, of course.
Yeah.
Shit tons. I can't even imagine what they would be.
They don't put that stuff in the waiting room. It's okay. It's okay.
While Marley is undergoing his changes, I would like to roll to manipulate someone.
Who?
So yeah, I'd like to roll to manipulate Moss.
What?
Counterclockwise from Moss.
And I did roll what is it? It's charm, which I have -1 of, and I rolled a 3. So it doesn't matter but it's okay because this is what I wanted anyway. Moss, I'd really like it if you could do this with us.
Why? They didn't even do anything to you. It's just Marley now.
I just need you to do this with us, okay?
And the aide, who is still there, steps in and says, "Excuse me, I don't mean to intrude, but this is a very personal decision for your friend Moss here. And I have seen a lot of this. It is always best if they choose what they feel in their heart. And if Mr. Moss here chooses to change his mind in a couple of years, he can always come in then. You can never undo this once it has been done, but he can choose this path anytime he wants, though we would recommend doing so in the next 15 years or so, after which point you've suffered enough physical degradation that there's not really a point in adding the persistence."
I'll be pushing 50. Yeah. I'll come. On a miss, it's up to the hunter to decide how badly you're offended or annoyed. I'm not annoyed, but you know what? I'd like to say thank you to Ryan for handing me an experience point, because I'm not going to do that. And I get to mark experience if I don't do what you say.
I mean, I also get to mark experience because I fully missed, but yeah.
Hey, we figured out the hack for this game, guys. Just keep manipulating each other.
Badly.
Badly.
I did want to miss on this, but I understand, and I hope that someday, Moss, you'll change your mind, because I think it would be best for us. But I understand if you do not want to do so right now.
Not yet. You know, I am going to decide that I'm not offended or annoyed, but because you went away for 30 minutes and I didn't get a chance to give you like a passphrase, I find that incredibly untrustworthy. I'm gonna start side-eyeing Orangey a little bit.
That's fair.
No, it's fine, Orangey. Maybe later. But no, I'm not gonna do it today.
Just in case it wasn't clear, they said that they didn't have to do anything to Orangey. You caught that, right, Jay?
Yeah, that I know, but she still disappeared for 30 minutes, and now she's telling me and Marley to do it.
Making sure that you didn't miss something. No worries.
They're telling me and Marley to do it.
Currently, she is they. They could be she, but they are currently they.
They know who they are.
They, who could be anyone they want, are currently they. Them. Fuck, that's hard. So they open up visitation, and I assume you all choose to visit Mr. Marley O'Shaughnessy.
Yeah.
Who looks like beaten shit.
Marley, what'd they do to you?
He looks like someone going through chemo. He's looking pretty rough.
Been there.
Marley, you just feel tired, but otherwise fine.
Marley, are you okay?
And they let you know that in 24 hours he should be fully recovered and shouldn't require any further services, but the medical facilities are well distributed across the dome, and he may visit any one of them he chooses at any time he needs.
Any extra limbs, Marley? How you feeling?
Universal health care. Wow, what a future this is.
Frequent and available.
What a fantasy. At first I thought it was dystopian, but now we're coming around. Cat girls and healthcare.
You know?
This is the future the leftists want.
It's looking bright. They walk in, and I go, oh, hey, look at you.
Look at you.
Look at you, Marley.
Oh, I prefer you didn't. I'm certain I don't look my best.
Brought you a bottle.
I can safely say that you've looked worse just the other day.
Ha, fuck, you got me there. Hey, is there a giant gaping hole in my chest?
No, you look fine.
Ah, then we're doing great.
Marley, where were we yesterday?
Oh, yesterday?
Yeah.
You mean when we were in Hades itself?
Yes. Yeah, that. Okay, good.
Yeah, do you remember? The train ride?
Seems we've come quite a long way since then, haven't we? In just a day.
Yeah, I miss Buster. The good old days. Sausages. Above the fuck you.
Still got my sarsaparilla, though.
Buster,
Which I brought you a bottle.
I hope someone took care of Buster after I disappeared forever.
It's like one of those little plastic pouches that the milk comes in.
Oh, this is definitely not a bottle.
I don't know what to call it yet.
Neither do I. A bag, maybe? I guess this is kind of a bag. Made of
Tastes just like it.
something that's not recognizable.
They said it's not actually it, but it's the closest thing. And it tastes just like it, so it's fine.
I pump my straw into it and... Actually, I have no idea how this works. I take a bite out of it.
You bite the corner off.
Oh, it is quite nice.
It works. I've done it. It works. It's not effective, but it works.
It's they told us that it'll be about a day before you're free to go. So we'll just stay and hang around. But I don't know where we're going next.
Fuck else you're gonna go?
Where are we supposed to go now?
I look around for that human attendant.
They've gone home.
The fuck?
It's been 6 hours. They're not here. Nobody works that long.
What happened to the 12-hour workday? These fucking lazy bastards.
I wanna put this on record. A lot of people don't know this. There are many versions of punk, like cyberpunk and stuff like that. He's somehow combined it. Well, not combined, because all of them take place after an apocalyptic event. He's made a solar punk world. And I never thought that Mitch would make a solar punk world.
Sort of. So Marley recovers perfectly well and fine the next morning, and you find yourselves in a strange new world.
Oh, sweet. I can just ask to have sex with anyone. Oh, no, that's a Brave New World. Never mind.
Yes, consent.
I mean, you can't ask. Marley asks the mechanical attendant. Marley goes, "Pardon,
Yes, sir.
is there a place for those who have been temporarily displaced? Or, more aptly, for those who are unhoused? As I fear, our houses, and for that matter, our money, are all gone."
At the very least, they no longer belong to us.
Please, let me see your wrist, sir.
I give him a wrist.
He holds your hand in one hand and swipes it with the other one, and nothing happens. He swipes his hand over it again. You are correct, sir. You do not appear to have a minute tracker.
I'm aware. Though I don't know what a minute tracker is. I know I don't got one.
Hey, they had said that I didn't need anything to be done. Check my wrist.
Orange doesn't have one either. Minute trackers are the replacement for what you refer to as money.
What? You're bartering with time?
Direct effort transfer, yes.
What?
Debt?
You expend time performing effort towards a productive task, and that is credited towards your minute tracker. You may trade that to other people. It is a measure of a productive society.
All right.
What if you don't have any debt?
Is this some sort of bracelet?
And you're basically introduced to this new world. He explains to you that it's normally a chip, but some people prefer the retro fashion and will wear something akin to a timepiece. And
Yes.
effectively what the device is you work for hours of the day, and your pay is the amount of hours that you were productive. Doing anything that is socially accepted as productive. Cleaning streets, mopping stalls, being a scientist, taking care of patients, caring for those who chose to become elderly. Things like that. All of those things credit towards your time.
What if you're an artist?
If you are producing art, it can be purchased with minutes. So things that don't have a prescribed productivity value can be purchased with minutes of other people.
Mitch, does it feel good to live here for just a moment?
Yeah.
Even though it's so far from our real world? Yeah.
So they explain this to you. They provide you with pieces for tracking these, and you are available to pursue whatever endeavors you want to for about 15 years.
Did you say 15 years? We're just skipping over 15. Okay, 15 years. All right.
All right, then.
And the only thing that seems to progress is Moss's age and people's relationships. Moss, do you at any point change your mind?
Okay, so at any point, is this society manipulative, or do I feel out of control? Does Moss have a good time in the last 15 years, or is it a bad vibe ever?
The society is centered on a balance of productivity and agency. Productivity in the idea that we all need to contribute to make this shit keep rolling, and agency in that every person's life is unique and their time is the most valuable thing to them. You find out that time is their analog for money because no one's life is worth more than anyone else's in this society. Your 5 minutes is equal to my 5 minutes. And Moss discovers that when he runs into art that is appraised at 300 hours, because that's what it took the artist to make.
In the 15 years, Moss would have tried to be a detective. How much crime is there?
It happens.
Okay. It is a thing.
So the crime is greatly diminished from what you would know in your time. Ironically, the crime rate probably seems about the same to Moss.
Yeah.
The difference in perspective is Moss was only aware of finite amount of crime in his time. The reality is the presence of crime currently, as represented to Moss, is the same as what Moss thought there was in the past due to transparency. Yeah. It's 1% crime at 100% transparency.
So Moss goes a long time to the rest of you. I'm going to say 10 years Moss sticks it out and doesn't do it. The reason is Moss was always a man of science, and now he finds himself kind of freaked out by the fact that he's in a scientific society, and he trusts Orangey's bullshit now more than the science. And it takes him that long to kind of come to terms with that.
Maybe about once a year. On the dot, Orangey is going to make the same plea every year.
On your reunion. On your break it out of hell reunion.
Hell yeah, breaking out of hell reunion.
And year 9, my leg breaks, and in that moment I go, yes, yes, Orangey, I'll get the procedure.
And when that happens, though, what is of note to Moss is you're taken care of. It's healed, it's repaired, it's managed, regardless of your aging stalemate. You're well taken care of, and you heal as flawlessly as a man of your age could. But you know that if you continue down that path, more breaks will happen, and eventually your machine will just break down.
I have chosen lower back pain for life.
Yes. You dragged ass, and now you have back pain for life.
It's okay, because I'm the gumshoe, and I have to be too old for this shit. I gotta stay in my niche, regardless of this
That's
bullshit.
true. You gotta stay in your fucking flavor.
I'm too old for this shit. All right. So yeah, after 10 years, I do it. So I spent the last 5 years with the upgrades or whatever.
Yeah. And then Marley finds a partner in year 13. Sorry, Marley commits to a partner in year 13.
That's right.
And then
What?
you all get to know Marley's partner and or family. And then comes the reunion, the breaking out of hell reunion in year 15.
Ah, yes, Orangey's funeral.
Yeah. And Marley's partner arrives, but Marley does not. And they let you know, they say, I think something's gone wrong. Something is off with Marley. He hasn't been himself as of late, and I fear the worst. Marley works in the tech yards in the day like he always does, but then for hours, he doesn't come home, and when he does, he hardly eats. He seems normal when he's here, but he takes to sleep. Have you seen him?
We have not, I assume.
And they propose, I think we should wait. And like clockwork, 2 hours into Orangey's funeral, boogaloo, 15th run, Marley shows up.
Orangey's annual funeral procession, 15. This time, or the 1840s.
This is the glass funeral. I get a glass gift this time.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, everybody needs to bring a glass.
Yes, we get it. You guys get her a nice glass casket to lay in. It's
yes.
We've taken to the comedy of the casket.
It's become a weird little like festival thing now. It's like a niche subculture.
I hired someone to dress up like the prince from Snow White to come kiss them.
Kiss them.
At
that moment, it's a her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously. Thank you.
For the sake of the bit.
For the spectacle, this one time.
I go lady.
The prince kisses hot Orangey, who turns into normal Orangey, and then just gets up and leaves.
She gets up. We all have a beer.
I change back right when they kiss me.
So
yeah,
just to fuck with them.
So 2 hours into this, we waited. Like, she brought me a fucking mystery, and then told me to sit on it for 2 hours. This bitch does not know me. 2 hours
late, Marley, you arrive.
Your partner doesn't know me very well, Marley.
Say it in the voice.
Does Marley show up? Your partner does not seem to know me very well because she told me to wait after saying.
Marley, are you okay?
Are you okay,
And
Marley?
no, you don't know what they're talking about. You stopped in to have a pint. You grabbed a pint on the way home, or on the way here, because you knew that today was the special day, and that's it.
What do you mean?
You just came straight here after work.
I came straight after work. I grabbed a pint. But old Marley. What's that, a 5-10 minute delay?
You're 2 hours late.
Yeah, the party's almost over.
What do you mean I'm 2 hours late? I just left the workyards, according to the timepiece.
Is his partner here with us still?
Yeah.
I look to her. Him? You said partner.
Yeah, I said partner. I'm not typecasting him.
I look to them.
I'm not typecasting Marley.
I look to them.
When Marley looks at his timepiece, he realizes in horror, no, it's been 4 hours since he left work.
How could this be? How did I lose 4 hours?
This has been every day the last 2 months, Marley darling.
Every day? Do you bring it up to me every day?
I mentioned it twice and you seemed as if you didn't know about it, and I didn't know what to do. I thought if anything would break this habit, it would be this event that you're always so dear to. And I thought maybe there was something wrong in our relationship. I didn't want to put pressure on it. I didn't know.
Your partner is
what was
incredibly
going on.
patient, Marley. Holy shit.
She's gotta be.
She's unreal.
She's with me. Patience is necessary. Listen, darling, I appreciate your patience, but you should have kept bringing it up. You mean I kind of remember you bringing it up before, but it seemed ridiculous. And maybe I just lost track of time. Work.
Have you been to the doctors lately, Marley? Have you gotten your genome checked? What?
Moss, you check your genes or whatever?
You get your genome checked? Did you?
15 years and you still don't quite understand. All right, no, I haven't been to the medical facility recently, but I don't think I have any issues with me genes. I mean, look, I'm wearing my best pair today.
So you, fucking classic, circa 1947. Very hard to find replicas of that quality these days.
I paid a lot of time for these, legitimately.
And, so everyone has some concern about Marley, and everyone agrees that we should check Marley out. And you go to the nearest medical facility. It's not a far walk. Everything checks out. Marley seems fine.
He goes over to where there should be an ATM in the bar, and instead it's just a fucking doctor.
It's around the corner because they need machinery and stuff, but effectively, yes. Everywhere there would be a Starbucks would be a medical fucking outpost.
Utopia.
Everything seems to be fine. You spend the rest of the evening together, you have some drinks, you share some stories, everything's well and good. Marley sees himself to bed, sees himself rise early the next morning to work at the tech shop, makes his way to work, does his duties throughout the day.
Marley sets alarms for when everything should have happened.
Moss tails Marley.
Orangey follows Moss.
Secretly.
We got some spy on spy shit.
Ba-dun-da-dun.
Marley goes through his workday, logs his time for work, says goodbye to his peers, makes his way home, and really enjoys the pint today as he leans back into his favorite chair in his establishment and enjoys another mug. Moss and Orangey, you see Marley nearly walk past it. And he stops, checks his timepiece. Get it? That was a joke I set up on accident.
Oh yeah, I went with the wristwatch too. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then as if reminded of something critical, Marley turns, heads down the street, and takes a taxi. The taxi drives him back into the historic district and takes him back all the way down.
Hold on, don't you dare cheat me of this moment. Taxi! Follow that cab! Thank you.
And the personal taxi drops him off outside the 19th historic.
What's hilarious about that is it's automated, so it just goes, affirmative.
Yeah, confirmed. And Marley steps through the gate, into the 19th, walks down the street, turns to the right, and enters a tiny, quaint establishment that just says, in large, simple letters, Home, across the top. And below it, there's no place like it. At the door is Marley enters. A thin, flamboyant, soft-featured, and soft-mannered man steps out and opens the door. He's wearing a rather old-fashioned suit, but it has glowing threads of light sewn along the lining. and he says, "Hello, Marley. Welcome. The usual today, sir." And Marley just nods, tips a hat he's not wearing, and steps inside.
Hey, Tavern Goers! Thanks again for listening to Torchlit Tavern. You can follow us and interact with us on Twitter at Torchlit Tavern, or email us with any of your most pressing questions at torchlittavern@gmail.com. You can also find our entertainers on the streets of twitch.tv/torchlittavern, yelling obscenities at passersby. If you enjoyed our tale, you can tip your storytellers as you leave the tavern, which you can do via patreon.com/torchlittavern. Every little bit helps, and those who tip well and often can find themselves privy to an extra story or two, jokes, or maybe even a bit of hidden lore. Our story continues to grow all the time, and though we have no designs on a vast empire, your help is always appreciated.
Our theme music for this campaign was designed by the bard, Brett Eagleston. Get his music at bretteagleston.bandcamp.com or find links for all his projects by following Bread Eagles on Twitter. This episode was edited and produced by Jeff Lisk and Ryan Santos. Other music and sound effects are provided by Epidemic Sound with help from freesound.org.
And if you should find yourself surrounded by eager ears and attentive listeners, remember to tell good stories.